Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be looking at business coaching. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, is Training de Okane o Muru ni suru no wa yamimashou. And all of my books are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oishia Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is neboshita. 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 Uh-oh. I overslept. That's why I'm late. Sorry, boss, I'm late. I overslept. Neboshita. 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 Sorry, boss. Late today. Overslept. Neboshita. 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 Now, this is episode number 529. Today we're talking about the boss as business coach. I'm always amused by rather youngish life coaches or executive coaches. Seems incongruent because their experience of business life seems so thin. They haven't risen inside their organizations, have never had massive responsibility or a major P&L to worry about. They seem to be everywhere, and astoundingly, they find people willing to give them money. The person best able to provide coaching should be the boss, and not some external freelance coach. Bosses, though, often restrict their coaching to the detail of the task and don't really educate their people on life success. Part of the reason is the way we were all brought up in business. Work was over here, and life outside of work was in a different basket, and the boss's role was to stick with one and not get involved in the personal business of the staff. That is changing, though, and the demand is from bottom up. Younger people want more coaching, advice, direction, and not just about tasks. They expect more from the boss than previous generations. I was reminded of this the other day when watching a presentation by Jim Rohn. He is one of the legends of self-development, and after a long career in the nutritional supplements business through multi-level marketing, he made his own motivational speaking business. He relates how Earl Schoaf was his boss and mentor, who taught him all the lessons of business he needed to be successful. I was thinking to myself, none of my bosses were like that. They taught me how to do the job, perhaps, but nothing beyond that. It was that era of a clear separation of work and non-work, and bosses didn't cross the line because that was thought intrusive. Earl Schoaf died in 1965, so obviously he wasn't hamstrung by any issues about work and non-work. So as the boss, can we become a mentor to our people? Jim Rohn has a very simple message, and he nominates a few areas of concentration where we can help ourselves to become more successful. He asks about our philosophy. No boss has ever asked me about my philosophy, and through dint of self-study, I've created one. Now might be the time to share this with the team. Our philosophy creates our guardrails about what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad for us. It informs us how to live and how to be successful. Another area he nominates is attitude. Are we a quitter, or are we prepared to do what is required to be successful in an ethical, honest manner? Are we buffeted by the winds of good fortune and luck, or are we determined to make our own luck? Are we leaving it up to the company to make us successful, or are we taking full responsibility for our results? Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do these in both Japanese and English. We do them face-to-face in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Okay, our show today is brought to you by, on the 29th of August, our Step Up to Leadership training program. Great bridging program for people new to leadership. On the 30th of August, we're doing storytelling, a fundamental building block in business. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Sunu wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small, medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. He talks about activity, doing the work. Having a considered philosophy and great attitude is fine at the theoretical level, but nothing happens without doing the work. That means doing the work when we don't feel like doing it and when it is hard. It means discipline to be consistent, to see the task to the end without distraction. Another area of concentration is results. We need to check if we are making progress, and that means we need some means of measuring where we are relative to the targets. There can be any number of measures, some personal, some work-oriented, but the point is to use them and to keep using them so we can achieve the end result we seek. The 5th area is lifestyle. How we decide to live is a very important decision and has ramifications for many areas. We need to live an intentional life, so we need to decide the lifestyle we want and work towards achieving that. This isn't just about money. I was attending my son's university graduation in Bristol recently, and there was a family there from another country staying at the same hotel. The way they were dressed showed they were obviously wealthy. The mother was massively overweight. I don't exaggerate when I say she was almost as wide as she was tall, which is a very unhealthy situation. She was rich, but very poor in her lifestyle, because dealing with that amount of additional weight must make even the most simple things in life difficult. Jim Rohn's experience with Earl Shoaff is a good role model for bosses to think about not just being the one who hands out the salary, but also being the one who becomes a mentor for the team. What if the boss doesn't know much about this stuff? Then it seems like the boss needs to get busy and start studying about these things first and then be in a position to help others. Start with the works of Jim Rohn would be my advice. It's very homespun advice, but also very sharp, on target, and relevant to any era and any stage. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.